So conference this week is still a continuation of our wonderful topic of love. And I promised you guys we were going to study a particular nerve in your body. Does anyone remember the nerve we are studying this week?
Vagus nerve.
Vagus nerve. How many of you are familiar with the vagus nerve? If you've been studying with me the last year, we've talked a little bit about it. So we actually have a beautiful video that goes with this particular talk that's 7 minutes. It's on our homepage. You guys can check it out by a gentleman whose name is Dacher Keltner. And it's not a TED Talk. It's through another organization that's doing some really wonderful research and good work for health. And I think you'll all really enjoy it. So I know I give you this homework, and those of you out in our extended family, but everyone who's seen the video so far has said 2 thumbs up. Just 7 minutes, you'll love it. So it's about the vagus nerve. So there's a lot of research being done on the vagus nerve, but where is the vagus nerve located? Dwayne.
Base of the skull to all your internal organs.
Yeah, so it's in your head, it's the base of the skull, and it's let me read you a little bit about the vagus nerve, just so you guys have a basic understanding of it. And then in the video, they actually have pictures, so another reason to watch the video. The word vagus means wanderer, because it wanders all over the body to various important organs. The vagus nerve connects to the brain, gut, intestine, stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, gallbladder, kidney, spleen, lungs, fertility organs, neck, ears, tongue, and the list goes on. Given the importance of the vagus nerve to the gut and the other organs, it has a lot to do with your digestion. And so what I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about ways that we're going to be referring to the vagus nerve. So when you have a strong connection to that nerve, we call it a tone. So that kind of makes sense, right? So you have a strong vagal tone is what I'm going to refer to it as. Or when you look at the video, he's going to refer to it as a profile. So you have a strong vagal profile. It'll make sense the more I talk about it. So if you don't have a strong connection, then there's a lot of disease right now that we're finding through research that's associated with this particular nerve. So I want to read you guys a list of these. Various anxiety disorders, the heart disease, cancer, blood flow circulation, leaky gut, OCD, Alzheimer's, memory and mood disorders, migraines, obesity, tendinitis, alcohol addiction, autism, bulimia, several mental diseases, multiple sclerosis, and chronic heart fatigue. Nobody wants any of those on that list. So we all want to have a strong vagal tone. So one of the best things you can do to have a strong vagal tone is what? I've been teaching you guys this. It has to do with your breathing. Which breath does a strong vagal tone have to do with? You got a 50% chance to get it right. An exhale, right? So when you get better at going, it stimulates that. So obviously yoga is really great for a strong vagal profile, right? Meditation is really good. I'm going to share with you some other kind of fun ones. Singing and chanting. So it could be like, of course, chanting something like bhakti we do, but also just any singing. So if you're in the shower and you're singing your favorite top 40 song, what's your top 40 song right now, Laura? Oh, someone give me a good song that you're just belting out in the shower right now.
I was singing Lauren Hill.
There you go. Perfect. But that'll actually increase your vagal tone. If you're just like singing away in the shower, that's one of the greatest things you can do, right? Cold. So all this Wim Hof stuff, I'm like, take a cold shower, ice bath, da-da-da. Cold exposure helps with the vagal nerve as well, the vagus nerve. Positive social relationships. So again, this is all going to start to make sense. Some wackier things on the list, but if you surround yourself in really good, healthy relationships, it's going to help you to have that strong connection to that nerve. But if you're in a bunch of unhealthy relationships, you're constantly stressed about your relationships, or they cause you anxiety or just no fun, it's not good for the vagus nerve. To breathe deeply and slowly. So a lot of the box breathing and stuff that we've been working on, or the 4, 6, 8 breath, all of that is great for the vagus nerve. I love this one the most. I hope you guys are going to choose this for your homework. Laughter. Laughter is so good. We know that, right? We know laughter is good for us, but this is physiologically, this has like been proven why laughter is good for us. So I told a little story on myself that when I was in graduate school, I was a little stressed. I had like a gazillion jobs. I was, trying to get good grades or whatever. And so I brought upon myself shingles. And at the time, I didn't have the resources, the finances to take the medicine. Thank goodness, I think it's pretty nasty medicine. So I looked up what I needed to do for myself that was natural, and there were 2 main things you could do for yourself. One was an oatmeal bath, and the other one was to laugh. And so that was going to be my medicine. So I would make myself these oatmeal baths, and then I had the stack of Calvin and Hobbes. You guys know Calvin and Hobbes? And I would just sit there and tell me, we're like, the next one, we laughing. And then, so anyway, if you're looking for ideas, there's one for you. Prayer. Prayer is on the list. Breathing exercises, obviously. Probiotics. Who knew? Exercise, massage, fasting. That makes sense. Here's a good one. Sleeping on your right side. Tai Chi, I love this one. Gargling. Seafood, gets weirder. Oxytocin, which is talked about in the video. Zinc, tongue depressors, acupuncture, chewing gum, which is, I think, one of Casper's favorite. Eating fiber, coffee enemas, there you go. Sun, MSH, thyroid hormones, the list goes on with a few others, but I told you some of my favorites for this. So I want you to sort of hold that in the back of your mind while I go into another list for you guys today. So we're finishing up Mind Lift this week, which kind of makes me sad because I've really enjoyed this semester. At the very end of the book, there are all these biohacks from Casper. And so each one of them, if any of these intrigue you, if you're not reading it with me, there's just a little paragraph that goes with each of these, and a lot of sort of physiology behind it, but also just interesting why it makes sense to do these in order to keep us healthy. So here's the list. I'm going to ramble through these quick because I don't have time to read them, but if one of these strikes you, read it. Meet stress with gratitude. So you all know I'm into having a gratitude practice every day. Master your breath. Reprogram your posture. Cool your face. So the science behind like splashing cold water on your face, why that's really good for you. I love this, is one of my favorites. It goes with laughing. Stop complaining. The breath practice, which we actually do here, the 4, 7, 8. The one thing that's a little different, this is Andrew Weil's particular formula, is that you open the mouth a little bit when you exhale, and exhale through pursed lips, which you guys will find is lovely. Let's read a couple more of his hacks. Take cold showers. See, I'm not the only one. And he tells you why, besides just Diana saying it's good for your immune system, your vascular system, all kinds of things. Makes you happier. Sit quietly in the woods. Free your feet. We've already discussed that all semester, why we need to go without shoes, not just on the ground earthing, but also for balance and posture and all kinds of things. Sleep in a cold room. This is something I started to do in Japan. When I lived in Japan, there was no central heating. It was so cold. In the wintertime, I could see my breath at night. That is how cold my house was. My little room, I had lots of futons. But I learned that it's like the best sleeping in the world. So even here, I know California doesn't get too cold, but my house gets below 50 sometimes. And anyway, he talks about the science of why it's really good to sleep in the cold. Lots of blankets, but the head's exposed. Yeah? restore your circadian rhythm. And we've talked about this a little bit this semester as well, which has to do with, remember the caveman in the cave and outside of the cave. When we're outside of the cave during the day, we're doing, being chased by tigers, falling in love, breaking our hearts, and all that really good stuff. When you go home at night, we're supposed to like be in a dark cave and rest and digest, and we've got our TVs and our computers, and we're just not doing that, and it's messing up our melatonin. So, and again, there's some good science behind that, about why we want to go into our dark cave and relax. There's some other fun ones, like learn to sit like a human. I was going to ask Sophia to put my favorite article on our website on the homepage to go with this homework, which is the squatting revolution. So the way we were designed to sit as humans is actually like this. And this is the most healthy posture that we can take. So even if you guys are working with me in the Duke University, moving every 20 minutes, right? Not sitting, not just standing, but moving every 20 minutes, you can just squat. That's one of the best things you can do for your back, your digestion, your overall health. Work from standing. There's a bunch of other great ones in here about the one workout that you do that's only 5 minutes, but in intervals. Lift something heavy every day. Anyway, all the biohacks at the back. So we're going to end with this. My request for everyone, both out there and here today, is this. I would like for you guys to commit to a 30-day commitment to yourself. Normally when I ask you guys to do 30-day commitments, it's like do a gratitude practice or a lot of meditation things or whatever, but this is a little different. What I'd like to ask you to do for 30 days is to choose 5 of any of these biohacks or things to strengthen your vagal tone. And for 30 days, commit to doing those 5 things. But here's the thing. You need a game plan. So let's just say everyone wants to laugh more, right? So, but you got to have a game plan. You can't just be like, okay, for 30 days, I'm going to laugh more. How are you going to do that, right? You have to have a game plan, like watch Minions reruns at night, or, you know, like whatever it is for you. Calvin and Hobbes books, or, you know, but you have to come up with a plan. So I want you to choose 5 things. I actually want you to write them down and come up with a game plan for those 5 things. Cold shower is pretty easy, but there'll be times where you don't feel like it. So you have to go, no, for 30 days, I'm going to do the cold shower thing. By the way, the cold shower right now is like 70 degrees. I tried to get enough ice to make my tub cold. Yesterday, I got it to 60 degrees to my nose. Anyway, that is your homework should you choose to accept. And when you watch the video, they are calling the vagus nerve now the love button. Because what we're finding is that this nerve has everything to do with our ability to love and be compassionate and be happy people. So I hope you will add that to your homework as well. Namaste.